Good evening. A warm welcome to all of you who are here in person, to any people who may be watching online, and in case you've never been archived, you could be in the church's archive to see yourself again. Just go to the church website and look for tonight's video. It has been Coco's tradition to have this Shrove Tuesday organ concert for like the last 13 years, because I think as of yesterday or today, I've been here for 13 years, so we know that's been quite a long time. It has also been her tradition to dedicate the program to someone or someones. And tonight we're dedicating it to two people who live in the great city of Ohio. And they're probably trying to watch as we speak, and these are two very special people. Reverend John and Nora Almond were in ministry together at Matheson Street United Methodist Church in Providence, Rhode Island. And one day my phone rang, and they asked, would you and Coco like to come and be in ministry with us? Now, I was living on Planet Texas at the time, so it was like a toll call and everything. I was in the first plane out. To have an opportunity to work with people I had already known for about 25 years was something I did not want to miss out on. We met, I went back to that Planet Texas, packed up, and Coco and I drove across country and spent the next 12 years in this amazing Center City ministry. If you've ever been involved with a Center City church, you know that they basically have no money unless they have an endowment, and we didn't. But that didn't mean we couldn't do big and bulky ministry, looking to resources of grants and anything else that could happen. The church had a 24-hour ministry by having an overnight shelter. I lived in the church building myself, right in the heart of the city. These two special people, Nora and John, are sort of like that, sister and brother from another mother, but I think even more so, it's as if we had known each other from years and centuries before that. When I arrived on the scene, they had just opened this thing called a 501c3, which is a nonprofit kind of status, and Coco became one of the first projects. Every year we had a festival, a Coco festival, 5 days, bringing in 2 school groups each of those 5 days. And so thousands of students at the 4th grade level had an opportunity to actually sit at an organ, to learn about an organ. And then when they were getting ready to leave, I would talk with them and say, today is really more about making good decisions in life. And I think it was a good decision when I was 10 to take some piano lessons. But all of us have things to share. There are people out there who can no longer see to read. And if you can read to them. All of us are gifted. All of us have those opportunities. And it has always been our prayer that people see the Coco ministry as looking more inside themselves and finding just a little bit of otherness, even though we might have a lot of otherness. I do also have a picture here, which I don't know that you would necessarily be able to see, but this is a watercolor done by Reverend John Almond, and there's a John Deere tractor, which is in honor of my love of green, and coming from that land of green mountains and many cows that some people call Vermont. And this tractor has the Christian flag on it, and also pulling a little kind of trailer with an organ on it. And I thought it was so appropriate to share this particularly tonight because on Monday, Coco's getting an organ for her house. And she's going to be doing house worship services in what she thinks is going to be called the Church of the Green Flamingo, given that we have a green flamingo on the lawn out front. tonight is a night to just be joyous, to just enjoy anything that you can, and to think about amazing music and how God blessed people to write that music and to want for it to be shared. And we want to share it with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the people who have been working to help bring Gertrude the giraffe in and all kinds of other things. Enjoy this evening and be blessed.
Good evening, and welcome to our wonderful celebration of Shrove Tuesday. I hope you noticed that I have Abe the Wombat helping me. And I was talking to Abe earlier, and I think we might be cousins because my mother is from Australia. So Abe is very excited, and I am too, to be together tonight. So before we go on, the Lord be with you. Let us pray. First, a quote from E.B. White's Charlotte Webb, and then the prayer. You have been my friend. That in itself is a tremendous thing. I wove my webs for you because I liked you. After all, what's a life anyway? We're born, we live a little while, we die. A spider's life can't help being something of a mess, with all this trapping and eating flies. By helping you, perhaps, I was trying to lift up my life a trifle. Heaven knows anyone's life can stand a little of that. Lover of humanity, we thank you for the gift of friendship with people and with all creatures, great and small. Help us to love one another as you have loved us, and make us mindful of the gift of life in this earth. We thank you for all of creation, O God of earth and sky and sea. And they all said, Amen. So welcome. And our first and most exciting Coco in the balcony, we're going to have Bev, Pepe, and Charlie Roy bring in Coco.
It's okay to applaud. She likes it. And look happy.
Look at this.
And I know Cynthia knows a lot about bird calls, but I didn't know Adrian did also. Cynthia, what do you have for us? There may be many giraffes in Boynton Beach, but I do believe Fraser is the only one who likes to use roller skates. And that Christine Pettick knows just how to coax him along without even veering to the left or the right. And who knows, he might even go up the ladder.
And here's Kathleen with a spider house float, as we said before, like Charlotte, with a great hat.
Right on top of the white. Where did that giant carrot go? Lauren, did you bring the giant carrot in already? And Helen with an owl that turns its head all the way around many times. And Joan with the raccoon. Kind of looks like the one I saw in my yard the other night when all the critters at home let a coyote into the house. But that's another story for another time. that Lynn McKay, she's always turning one way or turning the other. And it looks like when something turns, something's just a little bit ducky. And who's that wonderful person behind Lynn? I have a feeling it's Mr. Lynn. Some of you might call him John.
And take a look at this. We have a float of skunks with Barbara McKenzie, and check out her tail.
What's that?
I didn't know Barbara had a tail.
What do you know about those skunks, Mother Mary Ellen?
I don't know. They're pretty smelly.
Yeah, do you think we should keep them?
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep them.
Absolutely, because they're beautiful. And I'm so excited that Barbara has a tail.
And look, here's an iceberg all the way from Antarctica.
Mary and Euless. Did you travel that far?
Yeah, I know how Euless breaks the speed limit. He's got a little heavy foot on the iceberg.
And here comes Bev and Charlie again with my other cousin, the kangaroo, and the baby.
And Bev and Charlie actually live here part-time, but they also live in that giant city called Rhode Island, where Coco and I lived, and there are exactly 1 million people in Rhode Island, so when Coco and I left, they let in 2 more people. Cynthia, what does that cockatoo have to say to us tonight? I don't know, Cynthia's bird calls don't seem to be loud enough. I don't hear them up here anyway. And it looks like Adrian has a peregrine falcon. I think my family once had a falcon and we drove around in it. I could be wrong.
Oh, nice flamingo.
And in case you're wondering about those sharks that Lauren is carrying, you are right. They are from a place that begins with C and ends with Anada. They are from the aquarium in Toronto, or Toronto, if that's your preferred pronunciation. And there's a couple of chickens. You know, the big chicken's name is rotisserie. And I think there's a future for that. Lynn with that flamingo. She has a special thing for this particular flamingo. One time the flamingo disappeared from the church and I found it in her car.
Go slow.
And Helen, who's not all that fond of snakes, seems to really like Honeycrisp, our python, and of course our chipmunk named Desiree. And there's that John again carrying Wanda, a fish named Wanda. How about that? Oh, it looks like Sue is passing out something. Sue, are you passing out something? Okay.
She's
well,
a harebrained Sue. Get it? I think you missed the pelican.
Where is the pelican? Oh,
Diane Kanishi has the pelican with all the fish.
Our pelican's name is Hemp.
And Hemp is really impressive.
Yes, and if you take us out to breakfast, we'll tell you how Hemp got her name. And is there maybe one more something coming?
Well, you have your cats, and I have Abe.
Abe the wombat. Okay. I still was thinking there was one more. Where is that Sue? Oh, there she is, and she has her hair with her. Nice hair, Sue. Looks like you're having a good hair day. So what do you think, Mother Mary Ellen, about this parade this year?
I think it's wonderful. And I'm particularly impressed with if everyone would turn around and take a look at the flamingo and the kangaroo and Coco. And how about all of our volunteers? We also have this beautiful tortoise. And there's another penguin.
Never have too many.
What's for Lunch by Coco the gorilla. Pelicans have been around for 30 million years or more, eating 4 pounds of fish a day that live in water near the shore. Oh, for a tasty mullet, anchovy, herring, or sailfin molly right now. Yes, peanut butter and crackers would not be our idea of chow. With a wingspan of up to 12 feet, we rarely tire while we fly. We can look small in the sky because we can fly 10,000 feet high. Our collective noun is a scoop or a squadron or a pod. We won't go to Antarctica where it's cold, not so odd. Revered by each other, Mom and Dad are more than polite, working together to build a nest that will keep babies out of sight. Revered by humans, a national bird, the pelican has become. St. Martin and Barbados, nice warm places from which to come. We dive fast and straight down for a fish of almost any kind, though it hurts our eyes and we eventually go blind. It's part of our sense of love, sacrifice, and parenthood to give all we can, even our lives, for our offspring's good. Now we come to what may make a pelican an interesting creature. Yes, that saggy elastic pouch that pelicans think is a cool feature. And so, my friends, may you never care again that you too might have a beautiful big double chin.
It must be time to sing.
Whose bright idea was that? By Coco the Gorilla. Here's a math calculation question, so put on a thinking cap, your very best one. If the U.S. has 2,315,968 Thomases and 4,792 Edisons, how many are Thomas Edison? Tricky question, but the answer is 33. Impossible for any calculator, older or newer, for the first name Thomas is given to many, along with the last name Edison is fewer. In case you think I made up this factoid, I didn't. I found the statistic on the internet, and we all know that if you find it online, it is guaranteed to be 100% accurate. If my name is Thomas Edison, there would be no idea that my ideas are always good. But we can all agree that the inventor named Thomas Edison had ideas that would. This leads us to the bright idea of light bulbs. And thanks for asking, by the way. Edison patented this object in 1879, though other inventors also had their say. The most noted was an Englishman 40 years earlier by the name of Joseph Swan, who experimented with a lighted arc, but alas, the glow would not go on and on. Let's go back to Edison, for one of his traits was that he never gave up trying, constantly adapting, redesigning, amending, revising, improving, and modifying. Edison came up with a carbon-coated cotton filament, lasted 14 and 1/2 hours in 1881. A year later, a bamboo filament that lasted 1,200 hours, almost as bright as the sun. A bulb at the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department in California has been burning since 1901. The world's longest lasting bulb, nicknamed the Centennial Light, a record it has won. Down through the years, inventors have continued to find better ways to see at night because these old incandescent bulbs produce about 90% heat, but only 10% light. It is said that the light bulb symbolizes a bright idea, so I have one to share with you. But let me be clear, it's going to take all of us to make a difference, not just a few. If every U.S. household would replace just one incandescent bulb with an LED, the energy savings would power 3 million homes for a year, almost entirely.
It's good to be in a pickle, according to Coco the gorilla. Food preservation has been around since, since it's been around. And pickling is just one of the ways that thousands of years ago was found. In the Tigris Valley of India, native cucumbers were pickled over 4,000 years ago in various salty brines with a careful vinegar and water ratio. Skip ahead to around 2,000 years ago, and the legend of a great beauty, Cleopatra by name, one who claimed pickles performed a dermatological duty. Julius Caesar insisted that pickles would always be part of his military troops' diet, believing it would make them much stronger. He required them all to daily try it. Skip ahead to about 1,000 years ago, and the arrival of an herb called dill, brought from Sumatra to Eastern Europe, where the people just couldn't get their fill. In 1492, Christopher Columbus rationed out pickles to his ship's crew, mainly to prevent scurvy, but they just found them to be crisp and satisfying to chew. In 1659, farmers in Brooklyn pickled cucumbers, selling them in barrels on the street. Soon, pickle barrels could be found all over the land, offering a quick snack to eat. In 1858, John Landis Mason of Philadelphia patented a new and special kind of jar that could be used over and over again for canning, allowing its lifespan to go far. The Anchor Pickle and Vinegar Works was founded by Henry John Hines in 1869. The company name was changed, but many agree that the pickles are still mighty fine. Mr. Hines became known as the Pickle King and was a person of great prosperity, but giving out samples at the Chicago's World Fair and a pickle label for posterity. It's good to be in a pickle.